Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
In this episode of The Discourse, we talk about the new episode of Rick and Morty, drive-thrus, parallel universes, multiverses, aliens, the 10th dimension, tardigrades, and of course, why Reddit is good for porn. Enjoy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
Dildos! Okay. So you guys did see the new episode. The new episode of Rick and Morty. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was
Awesome.
pretty good.
Just pretty good? It was like, or do you mean like it was pretty good?
I mean, it was like, I don't think it was anything extraordinary for Rick and Morty, but I think Rick and Morty is an extraordinary TV show.
I think that's an amazing episode.
Yeah,
Really?
I thought it
Yeah.
was up there for episodes.
It has so much information in such a short
Yeah.
episode.
That was my biggest
true.
thing, is like, man, they really packed a lot in 23 minutes. I actually, halfway through the episode, I scroll, you know, like on VLC Player or whatever, when you like scroll, it'll bring up the timeline. I had to do that real quick, and I was like, man, how are they going to like wrap this up? And I was like, shit, it is only a 23-minute episode, because I was hoping it was going to be like an hour long or something since it was the debut. I was like, shit.
And they have so many other movies, like storyline embedded in there.
Yeah,
Like
they
in the
did.
beginning, it was like that Black Mirror episode where they
Yeah.
interrogate people through their mind.
Yeah, I love that part.
And then there's the 3 times where they show the butt, like the butt in the coffee, butt in the watch, and the butt planet.
And but did you catch the other joke to go with that?
Which one?
Which one?
Rick said comedy comes in threes, and then they had
Oh,
like
no, I don't remember
they
that.
had that with different things throughout the whole episode. I was like, that is so genius, because I watched it twice, because you do pick up on stuff the
Really?
second watch.
That's why I need subtitles. I
Yeah.
feel like Rick talks too fast sometimes.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
non-native
some of
English
mine
speaker?
is- yeah.
Yeah, he's even hard for English speakers. Did you also notice the episode started off with oh shit, I just lost her name, Morty's sister.
Summer.
Summer, like, trying to find his lab. And she's like, maybe we rearrange the flies
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I
Like,
like,
at the end, that was a great
Next
ending.
summer, you lost your mind.
I completely forgot about her at the beginning of the episode doing that. But then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, that's so great.
Rick actually rearranged the flight.
She just got it in the wrong order.
Yeah. That's so great.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You know what I like most about that?
What?
There really is a Szechuan sauce in 1998, and I just like the complete arbitrariness of it. Like, it's just
That's what-
that is the
yeah.
one thing like he was so obsessed with. And I'm sure it's one of the writers really liked that sauce
Yeah.
back in 1998,
And they're going to bring it
But
back
but it's just a
now.
really
Okay,
pointless thing to inject into
guys.
there.
Have you guys ever had that Szechuan sauce?
I don't think I did. I don't remember it.
No, it was in 88. I was 1 year old.
No, 98.
Oh, I
That's
thought you
not
said
when Mulan
88.
came out.
It came out.
1998.
Oh, yeah, it was Mulan, so I guess it would be 98.
Yeah, they have the commercial for it on our videos.
Really? I bet you
Yeah.
that went up in the views.
Yeah.
For some odd reason.
So,
That's so weird.
so what's funny is they're coming out with a live-action Mulan movie in 2018. If McDonald's does not capitalize on this, they are not thinking at all. Like, they could totally make a lot of money off
They
of
bring that Mulan sauce back.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Mulan.
With a Rick and Morty tie-in. They should give out not Mulan characters like in their Happy Meals, but Rick and Morty.
Oh,
They're
toys
spending
in there.
like a minute.
Oh, so many fucking people would buy
No.
Happy Meals.
Yeah,
No,
for
it
real.
would be that alien agent wearing a black suit and with a aroused face. All right,
I'm calling
that
it. It's gonna
munching on
happen.
Szechuan sauce.
Come on, how many Happy Meals would you buy to collect them all if they came out with Rick and Morty things with the Mulan sauce?
If they were Rick and Morty figures, I'd buy enough to get all of them.
Exactly.
I think actually when McDonald's do those like big promotions and they catch on, you can buy the actual figures. You can just go in and buy them.
No, I thought they didn't just so you had to make them like you can go on eBay, but
Oh, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you're right. You got to just
they-
kind of
they-
play the employee though. It depends on how much the employee cares about their job.
oh yeah, I'm sure they know what you're
Yeah,
getting.
Yeah.
They
Which reminds go
they
ahead.
did that same thing with Despicable Me. Like they have a series of Minion sort of toy that comes with a Happy Meal. Like you can buy them from online on eBay.
Yeah. So with Arby's, we had toys every now and then. And so when a kid asked for like a specific toy, it was very, very easy to get it. If a kid, if I was just in like a good mood or whatever, or just saw, I don't know, whatever, if the mood struck, I would just put like all the toys, like one of everything.
Some
in the
sad
bag.
kid.
Really?
Minion.
Yeah, just
That's awesome.
Just for
You're the
shit.
kind of fast food employee that
Everyone
you
looks
hope.
up to.
Yeah, everyone
you hope
hopes
you
they get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I tried to be. At late at night, if you came through, like, I just didn't feel like working my register, and I'd count my money early. And then, so if you came through and all you got was like a shake or like a sandwich or something small, I'd just pull you through and just give it to you for free. Because it was like, it saved me time, and I was like, that made that person's night too.
Yeah. That's all-
Yeah, just
I
like
feel
that.
like corporations should do that,
Yeah.
like just to
Yeah.
give like a good feeling about the place.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also remember, like we got the free parking
Oh
at the Monterey.
that was so awesome. We went to a beach yesterday.
It's Monterey.
Yeah, and we were pulling into a place to park,
Yeah.
and it's like metered parking. And like as we were pulling in, like we waited on this guy's spot because it's California, and everyone thinks too fucking crowded. And as he pulled out, he's handed us his receipt and was like, "There's a few hours left, buddy." I was like,
Sweet.
"Yes, fucking yes!"
Yeah,
That is awesome.
Save me $10.
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, more
and
people
we
need to
actually
pay it
made
forward like that.
Exactly.
We made it like 10 minutes before
Yeah.
it expires.
We were very close, but we paid nothing for parking.
Be careful with the pay it forward scam, though. Have you ever heard of the pay it forward scam in drive-thrus?
No, what's
No,
that?
what's that?
So people will have two cars, one in front of you and one behind you. The car in front of you will say, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and pay for the person's meal behind me." And then they're hoping as you pull up, you're in a good mood because they just paid for your meal. So you're like, "I'll go ahead and pay for the person behind me." But the person behind you has like a $40 or $50 meal. But I think that doesn't work too often because I think me, personally, if they said that, I'd be like, "Are you sure it's like $45? You know what I mean? Like, I would say something if it was that high.
Yeah, like, I don't know about that.
Are you sure here, buddy? They spin a lot. But apparently that's an actual little scam.
But you think about it, $40 for $50 of the fast food meal, that's a lot of items.
Yeah, that's like a whole fucking family. Even
No, it's just a regular family.
it's beyond the nuclear family. That's at least like 6 or 7 people eating.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could just be one of those American people, like, on a scooter, you know?
Just
Give me
one
just, like-
pure blood American.
Give me 20 cheeseburger. I mean, it's just like I have a hungry family to feed.
What's the highest you think you've ever spent at Taco Bell on just yourself?
I bet less than $12.
0.
That's
Yeah, you don't go to Taco Bell.
I literally was
Taco
thinking
Bell.
right around the $12 mark for myself.
And mine, typical order, 3 chalupas.
What? Chalupas?
It's easy.
What is chalupa?
I like chalupas. They're good.
Chalupas are good.
They're like, I don't know how to differentiate them from a taco.
They just have a different kind of shell. It's
They're
like a thick
they're like
shell.
pita bread. Yeah,
The
like
hard
pita
shell?
bread instead of
No,
not
soft.
hard, like
Oh.
a pita bread.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
peanut
go.
bread.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My order is always a Crunchwrap Supreme and a Gordita
I've
Crunch.
had those. Pretty good. I just don't go to Taco
How's
Bell
that
that
not a
often.
euro? If it's a pita bread.
Because it has taco stuff.
Yeah,
in
because
it.
it's just a taco with a different kind of bread.
Huh?
That's like 90% of all Taco Bell is. all the same shit inside, but a different shell. That's literally like all they do.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's like half the menu is the same thing with a different shell.
It really is. Just remixed ingredients.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. You're talking about taco. I actually miss the Los Guachos in Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
gosh.
Los Guachos
I haven't
are
been
good.
there in a while. I think I know what I'm going to get tomorrow now.
So good.
That's totally what I'm getting after class. And they're always open till like 12 a.m. That's
Are they
the best
really?
part. Yeah.
God damn.
Taco is the best drunk food.
Yeah, that's
They are.
probably why.
There's a reason they're open that late.
Yeah.
There's two of them too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You have no idea how fortuitous it was that we moved to Columbus. And part of the reason we moved to Columbus, we love Los Guachos, and there's just better food. You know? And then we ended up moving over by Easton, and around that time, a new Los Guachos opened up by the Easton area. It was perfect.
And that Los Guachos close to Easton always has less people compared to the one on the
On Bethel?
Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one on Bethel is always
That's the one.
packed.
Yeah.
They need to open up one by Polaris now that I'm over here.
You can't be that fucking lucky, man. Like, every time you move, they open up a Los Guachos. Like,
How cool would it be if they did, though?
I think they really should, though. I mean,
They would get a lot of traffic.
Polaris.
yeah, it seems popular.
Polaris has a large population. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people working late.
Not Hispanics, though.
Doesn't matter.
It's an expensive place, Polaris.
Yeah,
Most of-
that's probably true. It's probably
Most of the
highest rent
customers
area.
of Los Guachos are gringos, okay?
Yeah. No, I think when I go in there, it's mostly... I think it's at least 50% Hispanic dudes.
Yeah, there actually are a lot of Hispanics that actually eat at Los Guachos. You know, you go to Taco Bell, it's just all Americans.
But that except the workers, they're all Hispanic.
At Taco Bell?
Yeah.
You know they tried to open a Taco Bell in Mexico as American food, right?
Really?
It failed. Yeah.
I never knew
They
that.
tried to brand it as American food and it failed.
Wow. That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
They should use different strategy.
That-
When KFC come to China, they actually try to adapt and adopt the different Chinese cuisines and provide sort of like a fast food solution, not just fried chicken. Mm-hmm. That's why they're so popular, way popular than McDonald's in China.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They adapted it to the market.
I think
Yeah.
that's what all fast food and all other industries try to do now, because they've learned from all the others' mistakes.
Yeah. If you're trying to internationalize, you can't just use the same fucking thing
can't
that
sell
worked in
same
your
shit.
market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even from state to state, things are different. It's actually kind of racist. Just here in Columbus, the Arby's. I don't know how legal it is for me to actually talk about that. I don't know.
That's perfectly fine. Did you sign an NDA?
No.
Then you're good.
Right.
You can
So-
talk about it.
In the Polaris area, it's your normal Pepsi products. You go to the Morse, Cleveland area, there's... We don't have orange soda, but they had it there.
What?
Orange soda.
They had
Oh.
in Cleveland Avenue?
Yeah. And they also had 3 different kinds of punches, and we didn't have that on Polaris.
Oh.
Is that a race thing?
Yes.
I didn't realize
Very
orange soda.
much, a
Really?
race thing, yeah.
I don't know if
Those drinks are more
I wanna
popular in
complain.
that area.
Oh.
Works makes sense.
I
right?
really had no idea.
It's the
If they
same
like
it
reason
more-
why. Well, so I won't say where I currently work, but it's a pizza joint. We sell a lot of orange pop because we have that kind of population, and that's also on Morse Road.
What?
The only
That makes
I've always
sense.
heard grape soda. Is that am I just not up to date on my racial stereotypes?
I think that's also a stereotype. Think about remember Keenan and Kel?
Oh shit! Yeah, I do remember.
There you go. I think it's just both
their
as
own
a
soda. I don't
stereotype.
know.
And
I don't know why.
think about what would be the white person stereotype? If you had to stereotype, what is a white person?
Quinoa.
Oh no!
No,
but,
drink.
as
Pop.
soda.
Yeah.
Water.
Drink.
Really? I'm thinking
Wait,
pop. If you're thinking
Coke.
pop, well,
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly. Coke. Regular old
No,
Coke.
no,
or Diet
no.
Coke.
kale smoothie. Gotta be it.
He's saying pop.
That's a specific,
If
like a
you
rich
restrict it to
yuppie
pop.
would drink that.
And I would also say old white guy.
Yeah, okay, I'd say older white guy. Or female. I'd just say somebody in their, like, 40s to probably late 50s. It's gonna be Coke or Diet Coke.
Mostly Diet Coke.
You get younger, it'll be Pepsi.
Yep. Or Mountain Dew.
If you get trashy, it's Mountain Dew.
Hey, man. I love
You like
Mountain Dew today.
I've met plenty of people who just drink Mountain Dew.
I haven't had a Mountain Dew, and
I'm not saying
I
like
literally don't know how
all
long.
people that drink Mountain Dew are trashy. It's just
trashy white people
a lot
drink
of
Mountain
trashy
Dew.
people drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I mean, that's how stereotypes work.
And that's exactly what I think of all these stereotypes. Like, I've drank orange soda. That doesn't make me black.
That's terrible.
No, you are actually black now. You're allowed to say the N-word. You got your black card.
Hey, I like orange soda.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck did we go from Rick and Morty to orange soda?
Shit, you know what? We're back on race now. We always try to avoid race, and somehow we always end up there.
We don't always end up there. That wasn't that bad, though. It was just pointing it out.
Sometimes you guys end up in necrophilia, I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's go back more to corpse sucking.
So back to Rick and Morty, though.
Okay.
Now, with the whole part where he was being interviewed in his brain, right? And they had what he called was a fake memory of him discovering the portal gun thing or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you
Straight
actually
out of,
think that was a real memory? Because there's a
No.
theory going on, and that the Rick that killed the other Rick was actually the current Rick. Do you follow?
The Rick that killed... Wait, say that
So
again?
there was the Rick that was trying to figure out the formula for the gun, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're supposed to believe that's Rick C-137. But the Rick that appeared through a portal and shot that Rick, people are saying it's a real memory, and that's the actual Rick C-137, and it really was a memory.
I think you're going too deep on this identity crisis kind of thing.
I have no idea.
I think that would be awesome. You got to think too. What are the implications of this throughout the like? We're going to discover things in that episode that have to do with later episodes that we don't know yet because they write the whole season and then they start releasing them.
Maybe. I kind of hope they just randomly go back to just the one-off episodes, and then every now and then have a good continuity episode.
Come on, think about
agreed.
it. If one Rick is the invented the memory Rick that actually came out in life, there's no guarantee that before this interrogation there's more Rick that's being invented, and the whole Citadel might be swapped by those Ricks that's actually being fabricated by Rick C-137's memory.
What?
I'm not sure I follow that because I'm not smart enough to follow that quickly.
No, like if you say like the Rick C-137 can fabricate Rick, right? During those brain interrogation, right? It could have possibly been like that agent, that flyman, whatever you call it, has been in that person's brain for a while. So C-137 might have already fabricated other Ricks.
I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do not.
She's saying that he's already created fake Ricks in his mind, so there's already those available.
Oh,
like a
yeah,
cache
yeah, yeah.
For him to come up upon.
Well, he said it was a fake origin story.
Yeah,
And he said, so they never left the diner.
that's true.
Like
That's true.
That was a fake diner. He faked all of it.
Yeah.
Did you also see the comparisons they made to that whole scene in Breaking Bad?
Oh, I just saw the house.
Yeah.
Was there more?
There was like more to it though. It wasn't just a house. Hey, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Alright.
Comparisons. Shit.
I'm drinking too much by Joe.
Alcoholics.
I know.
You know, if Adult Swim put as much effort as HBO, you should be able to find like rickandmorty.com, plus Rick's
Here it
backstory.
is. It was on Reddit, so I was looking for the Reddit link. That's what I should have just
Alright.
looked for.
Conspiracy theory.
One big thing is one of the times when he shot one of the Ricks, he said science bitch or something. He said something bitch.
Nice.
Nah, that's pretty good.
This is just a deviant art. Never mind. I can't find it, but you'll have to look it up. There's some cool little comparisons that they made between that scene and a scene from Breaking Bad.
All right.
Yeah, so lots of metaphors in that episode. That compared to other movies.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
other metaphors? Metaphors? You mean like illusions?
I don't know, like mocking other movies.
Illusions or not.
References,
yeah.
Parodies, a lot, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, that I'm sure.
I feel like other movies have done that where you transport the whole fucking entire empire into the, the
Really?
prison.
That?
I don't know. Maybe.
That I thought was at least original.
What was it?
Okay.
Transporting a whole galaxy into another prison thing. I was like, what movie did that?
Something's done that. I know something has done the transportation of something into something, but not necessarily a house into a prison.
Yeah, well, like
Okay.
The Fly or something.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
also-
oh my God, that's another one. Flies, the Fly episode in Breaking Bad.
wait, what?
Oh.
I'm
I guess that's
stretching.
true.
I'm stretching, but it wasn't a lab.
stretching.
It wasn't a lab though. Flies in a lab.
I was thinking like the aliens were kind of like bugs, like a fly or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fly, yeah.
They definitely look like flies. I found the thing though.
I think the most hilarious thing is when Rick changed the currency words from 1 to 0.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, everybody lost their mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. Aren't we overlooking a solution? Shoots himself.
Oh, here's the other one. When Rick talks to Jerry about he crossed me, it's similar to what Walt says to Skyler in The Police about Hank.
He crossed me.
So,
Oh shoot, we can see the next episode. Rick gonna tell Bess, we're not living in danger.
so
I am the danger.
yeah, that'd be hilarious. Somebody put, and he was doing it all for the McDonald's sauce, just like Walter White. I wonder if Rick is the one who knocks.
That really makes me want that fucking Milan sauce.
Right? For no goddamn reason. Like, I have no idea what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Now, so here was supposed to be my transition, but somehow we got on orange soda. My actual transition I wanted to go with, talking about Rick and Morty, is what are your actual thoughts on parallel universes, and do you think they exist? And not even necessarily parallel as in like the same kind of realities as us, but like alternate universes and different universes.
I think
Like a multiverse.
As in, it's not really science. Like, so the thing that makes science scientific is it needs to be falsifiable. You need to be able to conduct an experiment such that if it came out in a certain way, you could say, this theory is false. The problem with every time they posit parallel universes is there's no possible experiment they could do that would say this is false. Yet, but that means it's just at the hypothesis stage. It's not a scientific thing.
So we're talking
There's
more
nothing that makes it
philosophy, though,
science.
and I agree with that.
Yes. It is philosophy. It has scientism, which, like, you try to give it an air of science, like, to make it more authoritative, but it's not.
No, I agree. It's all philosophy when you get to that
We can't
level.
really know these exist, and it's kind of just a conjecture.
I would, however, say the multiverse, to me, sounds more scientifically true. If we just think about...
No. You just use the word scientific. What's scientific about it if you can't conduct an experiment?
So you can't conduct an experiment, but if you look at... So we used to think there was only one sun. Turns out there's trillions of suns. We used to think there's only one Earth. It turns out there's a solar system for almost every sun. You know, like, there's not just one galaxy.
So that's based on reasoning, not on science,
That's true.
I mean, yes, you can kind of take from previous examples and extrapolate, but that's not science.
So then how would you say, if you're saying that's not science, how is macroevolution not science then? Because you can't test for something you can't see, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, they have falsifiable experiments there. They do come up with,
so how do you test that?
They do. They have, we believe a species that is somewhere between this species and that species should exist around here, and
That's
if we
true.
dig here, we will find it, and if we carbon date it, it should
fall on this.
come up around this age, and they do find it. They
That
have
makes
found
sense.
like intermediate species.
That's good to know for argument's
So
sake.
it has been verified.
That makes sense. Because I know microevolution is easy. You just get some bacteria and watch it over a certain number of days. Or whatever.
That is hard science.
Yeah.
Like, we have very good experimental evidence of that.
Wait, what about hard science?
As in, they can repeat it over and over
Yeah.
again anytime they want. A little less hard.
What is soft science?
So, like Zach was saying, for macroevolution, these species, they hypothesize exist, and they think they exist here. So they go, they dig it up, and they find they do.
I think you can't actually...
They can't repeat that. They can't do that again. Unless they come up with another one, and it's slightly different, right? It's another intermediate species. It's not the exact same test that they're conducting, technically, right?
Okay.
Would you?
So
would
it's
you
not
say
as
the real
strong
difference
as
is you can't
ones you can
physically observe that. Like you can't observe it. You're observing just the data that you have currently, but you can't observe evolution in the macro sense. Isn't that all? Would that'd be a big difference? You know, you can actually.
I think it's the
observe,
repeatability. The fact that you can observe it means it's mostly repeatable. So even if you do it, like, I don't have to take your word for it if I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
I can go
You
do
can
it
just
again.
Go do it yourself and observe
and
it
check.
on your own.
And that's supposed to be one of the large problems with social sciences. They're repeating them, and they're finding bullshit. That didn't actually work when we repeated it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because your sample size changed.
Exactly.
Your sample changed.
Yeah.
So
That's why if you can't repeat the experiment, it's not as hard as science.
No, that's why your conclusion is wrong.
They could have messed up the repetition.
Well, okay. They couldn't prove that conclusion is wrong, but if you randomly change the sample size, did exactly same as the experiment, and it all against the previous conclusion, then you can say the conclusion is wrong. Right?
There's a really good TTC, the teaching company. Actually, I think they're now called the Great Courses.
Yeah, the great courses. Yeah.
But there's a great lecture series on the philosophy of science that I strongly recommend people listening to. It becomes very hard to exactly say what science is, but
It just comes down to scientific method for the most part, right?
but even that, there's some issues in it.
True.
And I don't know. It's very interesting. You have to listen to it.
I think one of the biggest things science tries to get rid of is the observer's bias.
Yeah,
To
so
tell truth.
that comes down to repeatability.
Yeah.
If people can repeat it, but yeah, I don't know.
So, in your own opinion, then, since it comes down to philosophy and belief, first we'll start with multiverse. Do you think there is a multiverse?
I would say I'm agnostic.
Google it.
I don't like agnostic, but because that's just not taking a stance. either.
Okay. You know what? If I have to take a stance,
You have to bet. Would you bet yes or no on a multiverse existing?
I'd bet no.
Why?
And, okay. You know what Occam's razor is?
Yes.
That's why.
What?
I would say Occam's razor would say the simpler answer is that there is, since everything else has multiple of everything.
No. It's just do not multiply entities beyond necessity. You're positing that there are entire fucking universes that exist for every possible situation that could occur. All I'm positing by saying
I'm
that
not
there
saying
aren't.
that. I'm saying in a multiverse, I'm just saying there's more than one universe.
Okay, well, if it's not
I'm not
every
saying a
possible-
parallel universes. I'm saying there's just multiple universes.
Yeah, I think you're
But-
confusing the concept. Multiverse
No.
just means multiple universes.
Well, usually it's posited as anytime
No, if you
there's
say
a...
parallel universe, then
Parallel.
Yeah,
that's
parallel
a
and
different
multiverse
concept.
would be two different. That's why I started with multiverse.
Okay, but why do these other universes exist?
Why are there multiple suns? I can't answer the why.
Okay, but okay, if you don't have a why, then you should assume it does not exist.
One of my whys would be because one of the leading theories on what really created our universe, somebody's talking about the Big Bang, is actually two universes colliding together and creating another universe.
That's an interesting assumption.
Okay, but you're assuming you're throwing in a lot of assumptions there, and my philosophy has less assumptions, so it's a better philosophy.
But it's not
To me.
assumptions. I'm saying there's more. I have multiple reasons to believe it. That's one, and there's also just that there's never been just a single thing in the universe. So why is there a single universe?
Okay, but I'm saying generally people are just wrong when they try to figure out why things are the way they are, unless they can actually conduct repeatable experiments. The safe bet is that no, that's not why. Mm-hmm. You're just wrong. That's the safe bet. Only if you can conduct a repeatable experiment can you actually say the more complicated answer is the real answer. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, go with the simplest thing. To me, I think the simplest thing is
there's just one universe.
No, there's one universe, and we can probably never know if there is. But if you can create an experiment that shows me that no, really, this more complicated truth exists out there, then I would believe it.
I think we'll certainly have. I think discovering a multiverse will be a lot easier than we think. I think there will be some, if there is one or not one, we'll know sooner than.
Do you think it's because one of the smartest men in the world will have his wife killed and he has to invent a portal gun really quick?
Yes, definitely. That's exactly why. Okay, so now going with your theory, then with your assumptions, do you think there's life on other planets then? Because there's no repeatable way to prove that.
That's true. I would say...
But you're going to go with the same basis I do for the multiverse. You're going to say, well, it's most likely, just statistically speaking.
Yeah, but I have more data. So I only have one universe to judge multiple universes on.
You only have one planet to judge life on.
No, I have billions of planets which I know exist.
That's true. I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
So if I knew there was a second universe, then I would posit that there are infinite number of universes, or at least an enormous number.
No, I like that. That's a good point. I get the logic behind why you would say that.
Yeah.
One theory that I freaking hate, though, I forget the name of the theory, but they're talking about if life exists on other planets, then why do we see no evidence of it? Because there's supposed to be like this many million or whatever it is.
Oh!
I fucking hate that.
There are lots of answers to that.
I fucking hate that theory, because it's like, well, like, if there was a trillion different lives on different planets, the chances that we actually see any evidence of it, like, what are the fucking chances, like, we're right next door to one of them?
Exactly. So, we began broadcasting television, 50 years ago?
Yeah.
So that means only 50 light years out could you actually tell. And 50 light years in the terms of the universe isn't that big.
Exactly. I really hate when they bring that theory up.
What gets interesting, though, is, okay, supposedly, let's say we go on 10,000 years, right?
Uh-huh.
Then it should be 10,000 light years.
Yeah.
Right? But we've only had, out of our entire human history, television for 50 years out of 10,000. Mm-hmm. Some people hypothesize it's called the Great Filter.
Yeah.
So they
think
that once we get to the level of technology that we are, about 50, 100 years, basically everyone destroys the planet that they live on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
And so they don't actually create that many signals of them existing.
We don't see them.
Exactly. Once you get to that point, there's a very short span before you basically destroy the whole universe, the whole world. And so not a whole lot of intelligent species out there.
Yeah.
The other theory is that to create intelligent life, so we're an exception in that, yeah, there's probably life on other planets, mm-hmm. but that it took the particular evolutionary path to get to intelligent beings that could create tools and advance society is actually incredibly rare. That's the one.
I also agree with that one.
We're random.
Yeah.
That's the one I agree with. I think there's probably life on other planets.
I think there's tons of bacteria on tons of planets.
Exactly.
Then, as you just keep going up the level, like fish and then rodents or whatever, there's just less and less and less of them.
Exactly.
There are also possibility that all those years during their evolution, Yeah. The planet haven't been experienced some detrimental effects, I said, like the small planet hit their planet, so extinguish everything.
There's also the theory that there is a benevolent God, and he only created one Earth. And he only gave us the ability to feel. Now that requires a lot of big assumptions, like, one, there's some magical being that exists. Two, that we're unique and special, and no one else exists like us. They used to theorize that the sun revolves around us because we're so special. They let go of that one.
That one, for some reason, no longer held up.
Do you guys remember the Rick and Morty episode? When the big giant Rick's looking head come to Earth, say, "Show me what you got."
Show me
there's
what you
actually
got.
religion. Yeah, there's actually religion that's invented by some guys. They're like, "Oh, it's a big head religion. You gotta worship. You gotta burn your first daughter." Something like that.
I like what you got. I love that.
Yo, you gotta get swifty. Yeah. And just think about it. If there is alien life existed and know what our religion is like, they'll probably be like, bullshit.
So,
Can't believe those people.
do you think it's... I mean, obviously it's possible, but do you think we are the furthest evolved species?
Well, one thing, you said furthest evolved.
Most intelligent.
Exactly. Let's be clear. There's no such thing as furthest evolved.
Most intelligent.
A goddamn worm is just as evolved as you. They're just better at what they do. We're evolved towards the path of intelligence and like creating tools to help us survive.
Actually,
that worm can fucking dig better in a hole better
wouldn't
than you
be further
in dirt.
evolved. I would disagree with that. 'Cause just
No, they're
like the cell count and it's just, you say they
but
can dig better than me.
how many years of evolution?
I take
have
my
they had to
hand
get-
and I scoop up a piece of dirt. I've scooped like half a day's work for a worm.
Okay.
It's easy to compare. You compare the worm now compared to the worm like a million years before, and you compare their species, like the cell counts and all that.
So you've had more mutations. I don't disagree with that. You've had more mutations. But how long has that worm been evolving? And how long have you been evolving? How long did it take to get to you, and how long did it take to get to that worm?
It's the same.
Exactly. It's 5 billion years.
But what I'm saying is, if the worm have reached its stabilized condition 1 million years ahead of you, I would say you are more involved.
No,
Because
I would say that's a better design. It stood up a little longer.
That's true.
No,
like
because the purpose is simple.
what are those little bear things? They're like God, what are they called?
Oh yeah, Tardigrades. Tardigrades.
Like those would probably be some of the most evolved if you had to really pick a most evolved species.
I mean, think about things. If you have to design one thing, right? Design a roll of toilet paper compared to design a computer.
So design a self-replicator. That's the definition of the best evolved.
Yes.
I don't
I like the complication of a self-replicator.
So we're pretty high. We're pretty
Yes.
good. But cockroaches are in the running.
Yeah, that's true.
Cockroaches do fucking well. One thing people never take into account. So yeah, we do really well at making sure we replicate. But how many babies does a person have? They don't have many.
No.
Exactly. Cockroaches have by the millions. All right, that's a great key to
dies
evolution.
too.
If you can do that, what's that?
Million dies too.
I'm still saying
It doesn't matter. As long as one survives, that's a good survival.
Tardigrades above cockroach.
One made
man.
one.
You can't compare that.
If they make two, they doubled their population.
Just wait. Just listen to this tardigrade. They're by far better than cockroach. Just off of this one fact.
Oh, no, I know what they are.
They can go without food or water for more than
oxygen.
30 years.
Exactly. So how are they not more evolved than us? Can you do that? No.
That's what I'm saying.
They
They
are
are in the running, really. They can survive ridiculous temperatures, too.
I think they're running in a different route.
That's what I'm saying. No species is more involved than another. They just have different ways of self-replicating, different strategies. Tardigrades are in the, we're gonna fucking survive no matter what you do. They're in that strategy. We're in the, we're gonna outsmart you. That's our strategy. That's the human strategy.
We're going to create technology
Gorilla strategy was, I'm going to be stronger than you and I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. That strategy's not winning. That's why they're going
What's the
extinct.
motherfucking platypus strategy? I'll take one of that, one of that.
You're going to be so weird, we'll confuse you. You'll be like, what the fuck is that thing? And you'll be like, we'll leave it alone. It's so weird.
I don't think that thing's even real.
But a lot of species that depend on us to live.
That's
like,
true.
there's pressuring extinction species. Like
That's just
panda,
because
right?
we're
They're
intervening,
cute, they're
though.
adorable.
I
They
saw
don't
a
have fucking skills to survive in the wild.
crazy statistic. So, vertebrate animals. What percentage do you think exist, vertebrates, that exist solely for humans?
Chicken.
What do you mean?
So cows would count towards this. Chickens would count towards this.
Percent of vertebrates that
It's actually special.
that we
breed
like
chicken.
basically eat. Is that what you mean?
They just exist for humans.
I'm trying to think of.
So that's us plus all the things we basically farm.
Okay, so vertebrates, I would say like 15%.
You think 50? It's 98.
How?
I don't. So if do you know who Daniel Dennett is?
Uh-huh.
I
don't get
I
that
was watching.
number.
So most of the vertebrates that exist are us plus cows plus chickens.
Shit, their food.
That covers like almost all of them.
Oh, wait. So when
Remember
he's saying
vertebrates.
that number,
Vertebrates that's mammals with a backbone, okay? That's not
Yeah.
fish.
But wait, when he says that statistic, he's not saying like out of the 10 species, how many species? He's saying out of every one that exists.
Yes,
Okay.
every one that exists.
That
if you count
makes
one
sense.
by
Because
one.
I was like, no, because I can just think of like lions, tigers, bears. Like we don't need to eat those.
Yeah.
Like,
But they
there's-
barely exist. There are like
Yeah.
thousands of them.
No.
In the thousands. They're literally in the thousands.
when you say it that way, it makes more sense. I was going by
Yeah.
just number of species, not number of total animals.
So, among the mammals, we're clearly the winner in evolutionary terms. And among vertebrate and mammals, we're kicking the shit out of them. But when you go to ants and whatever, it's pretty even.
Yeah.
Actually, the way biologists count this is by biomass. So how much mass does the species take up? And I don't think we're number one. I'm pretty sure we're not.
I wouldn't think.
I'm going to Google.
Wouldn't bacteria just beat us?
By biomass. They probably do. Biomass ecology. Can I find this?
I don't know. I'm a fan of the tardigrade, though. The tardigrade's pretty fucking cool. It just looks
Pretty
cool.
good. Okay. Individual count. Okay. Oh, they do have... Okay, Wikipedia has biomass in millions tons. We have 350 million tons, humans. Cattle is 287. So that 287 million tons would count towards us, because the only reason they exist is to feed us. Ants... Oh, it's a hard... 30 to 300. So we outnumber them,
Got him.
most likely.
Bodied.
But termites are beating us. They
Wow.
have 445 million
Termites.
tons.
I would
Yep,
never
we're not
think
as good as termites.
It's not like I run into termites ever.
Antarctic krill.
Trust me, you never want
Apparently,
to run into termite.
what is a krill? It's some sea.
Yeah, it's
food.
like a
some sea
sea
creature.
little creature thing.
379 million tons. And you're right, bacteria are kicking our ass. They have 1,000. Cyan, and not just any bacteria, a particular type, cyanobacteria, have 1,000
Jesus.
million tons of
1,000
biomass.
million? What?
Yes.
Jesus.
So we have
They're killing
350 million. So
Holy
they're
fuck.
triple. They're more than triple us. Prokaryotes are apparently so large they don't even guess. That's another bacteria. They don't have a number, but dry biomass. Oh shit.
What's that?
Oh, I see. This is interesting. So they have the dry biomass, and then they have wet biomass.
I don't.
So, humans are 80% water, right?
Yeah.
So how do you count them? Do you count the 80% water or not?
Mummy.
Yeah, so it's really
Yeah,
confusing.
why wouldn't you consider just our total weight?
Well, that's wet.
So, but we are a
Okay.
wet creature then.
But the problem is some of the creatures don't have any water in them, apparently, like prokaryotes, which are another type of bacteria.
But we still have that mass. That's still a part of us.
Yeah. But let me put this in perspective. So global dry biomass is 105 million tons for humans. Okay? Now, if you go down to prokaryotes, which is a broad groups of bacteria, but they're bacteria, it's 350,000 to 550,000 million tons of dry.
Jesus.
They don't have a wet,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming like they don't get wet, or it's just so large that they have no fucking idea.
Yeah, it's probably just such an estimate at that point.
Exactly. But if you think about it, it's not even possible that we'll be on the top of them.
Yeah.
So if you ever remember physics, like the conversion rate of energy, so we eat this stuff, and like we can't get 100% of energy from it.
Yeah.
We can only get like 5%. So there has to exist more energy in the things we eat than what we consume, because we only get a small fraction of that energy.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So obviously if we eat things below us, eventually we get down to something that just gets it from the sun.
Yeah.
And there has to be more of that stuff that gets it from the sun than us that consume the stuff that gets it from the sun.
Gotcha. So, a neat thing I forgot about tardigrades, which is another reason to love them. They have something called DSUP, which is basically short for damage suppressor. And so their DNA actually has some kind of protein in it. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, it has a protein in it that protects it from radiation. And scientists are trying to figure this out to put it in humans to protect us from radiation and to fight cancer cells. Like, they're talking about it on Stuff You Should Know podcast. I remember them talking about tardigrades, and they had this like giant experiment, which was basically, how can we kill this tardigrade? Like, it was just like doing the most ridiculous stuff.
And there's still survivors, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's so awesome. I think we should, like, on the next rocket ship we send out to fucking Mars or the moon or wherever, just pack it full of tardigrades, and then you know what? If we do fuck up this planet, I feel like, okay,
We're
that's
spreading
fine.
the tardigrades, at least.
Yeah, maybe the tardigrades will evolve into something better.
If
'cause
there's
they'll
anything
survive
to
that
take,
trip.
that's what to take.
Yeah, they'll probably get there fine.
That's one of the experiments they did do with tardigrades was in space. I forget like exactly what happened, but I know that they're one of the few species that can survive in space.
Because they can live without oxygen, water, and food.
And they don't have to worry about radiation.
Yeah, let's just send rockets out with tardigrades full
Just
of them
start
everywhere.
blasting planets.
Every direction. We'll have rockets that, like, shit out tardigrades as they go.
We're gonna rain space with tardigrades.
That's what Rick should invent. A tardigrade gun.
A tardigrade gun. Yes.
Rather than portal gun, you just shoot out tardigrade. Right?
There's also the whole thing of we only know our type of life, like the type of life we found on our planet. So we still don't even know what other types of life could possibly exist.
That's true. Like there's carbon based,
like a silicon based
could exist. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think there are beings above our dimension?
There might be. It'll be hard to imagine.
Yeah, it's hard for us to imagine, but I don't see why it couldn't exist.
Goes beyond my knowledge of physics. I know some physicists have hypothesized more dimensions than the ones we experience. It's always just like when they talk about this stuff, it's hard to think about. Like, if we found another dimension and it's purple, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, physicist, that's what you said. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Tiny planet.
Have you ever watched the 10 dimension video? It actually makes sense when I hear it explained
a little bit
that clearly.
Well, the most clear explanation. Have you ever heard of flatland?
Yeah, that's how they explain it with the flatlanders.
That is the best explanation. Flatland. Like, you're like, oh man, this shit's trippy if there's ever another dimension.
Yeah. So for the audience that doesn't know, the Flatlanders would be like if an ant existed on a piece of paper, it can only move in the 2D space. And so like going from one section to the other would take a while, from like one end of the piece of paper to the other. But if we folded it and the Flatlander doesn't know about 3D space, it wouldn't realize that just by us folding it, it could travel from one end of the sheet of paper to the other end in instantaneously because it just has to cross over that line, right? That's basically Flatlanders in 3D space.
Right.
So then the other thing is we exist in 3D space, but we don't understand 4D space where you can bend time and space as opposed to just... So you could exist in two different times, like time wouldn't be linear. I don't know how to actually go beyond that.
Exactly. That's how I always get to it's. So one of the dimensions is purple, another is green, and then it's just like I don't know.
So,
it's so beyond human experience. It's hard to really think about at any higher level than if you have a mathematical description and you can kind of work out like, okay, well, you can't have an intuitive sense of it.
Well, the way this video that I remember describing the fourth dimension would be like all the different possible timelines that could exist for everybody. Mm-hmm. So, like, I could be a doctor in one timeline, or this in another timeline. So it's like all my possible timelines.
My parents are happy about me in that other timeline where I'm a doctor. They're proud of me there, says the drug addict.
So there's those timelines. Then the fifth dimension. So there's certain timelines that could never exist. Like, for instance, maybe the Doctor is a timeline that could never possibly exist for me. No matter what timeline you go into, that couldn't exist.
He's retarded in every one of them.
So the fifth dimension would be every possible timeline for every possible person in every possible universe, right? Mm-hmm. And then, like, the sixth dimension is that's where I get lost, too. At that point, I'm lost.
And then, the sixth dimension is Butt Planet.
Yes. I agree. Gotta be the Butt Planet.
Always Butt Planet?
And the Butt Planet's always farting. With that green gas coming out.
I need to look this up, because I used to have it down of how he explained this, and now I've lost it.
Go ahead.
Here's a visual guide to the 10 dimensions. Yeah. I got fourth. Fourth dimension is time. Yeah. So the fifth dimension, I guess, is more like the so it's a world slightly different than ours. Similarities and differences in our world. The sixth dimension is a plane of all possible worlds. So I skipped ahead a few. So the sixth dimension would actually be all the possible worlds with the same start conditions. So every possible life I could ever live. Mm-hmm. With the same start conditions of that Earth, though. Mm-hmm. Now, the seventh dimension is all the possible worlds with different start conditions. Mm-hmm. Then the eighth dimension, a plane of all possible worlds with each different start conditions branching out infinitely. So every possible existence of every possible world.
Okay.
Alright, so the ninth dimension would be all possible worlds, starting with all possible start conditions and all possible laws of physics. Mm-hmm. The 10th dimension is just infinite possibilities. That's they just put it as everything.
All right, Zach, let me ask you one thing.
Uh-huh.
To go back to a previous podcast, which one of these has the possibility where A does not equal A? I'll give you an answer. In every single one of them, A has to equal A. Because to have the idea of a dimension, you have to have A equals A.
It would be... So the ninth dimension is all possible laws of physics. So where A does not equal A is maybe not a
this
possible
isn't a
law of physics.
Laws of physics come after mathematics. Okay? A has to equal A for there to be laws of physics. You can't have laws of physics if A doesn't equal A.
Well, it would actually be in the 10th dimension there. Because the explanation of the 10th dimension is, at this level of complexity, everything that is possible and imaginable exists.
No, I
Even
don't
in a
think
world
you can
in
imagine
which
it,
you have no student
loans. I don't
loans.
believe you can imagine it. Number one. Number two, the idea of an infinity, you must first start with A equals A to even get to infinity.
Yes.
You can't have
Son
infinity
of a bitch.
if A does not equal A.
You got me there. You got me there. You got me there.
I have to drink too much to follow this conversation.
I'm actually not that bad. We've been drinking By Joe the whole time.
What's By Joe?
Remember that liquor we had with you, that Chinese liquor?
Oh yeah, that stuff was good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the sake that's actually being distilled, so it's actually become 52 degree.
Yeah, 52%.
52%. That's 104 proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking tons of, like, Asian and Chinese grocery stores around this area, man. You can get anything you could get in China here.
Really? That's cool.
Well, other than, like...
Some really weird stuff, but...
I was thinking organs from peasants that have disappeared. But...
What?
No, you can probably get that there. You just gotta know the right people.
Yeah.
Can't do the surgery here.
You know what I think is really funny about the world is just black markets in general. Like
Black
underground
markets are
worlds. I should say underground worlds. Like underground markets you're not privy to.
Yeah.
Like they're talking on a podcast, The Fighter and the Kid actually. They're talking about, remember the movie Eyes Wide Shut where they just had the big masquerade sex party?
I never watched it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The dude was like, so those actually exist? And like started talking about like one time he experienced it.
Jeez.
Just think about all those different little underground worlds that you don't know. Like the actual worlds where they are taking people's bodies just to like take their organs and shit, underground style.
Yeah. Have you heard of Freakonomics?
Yeah.
I listened to that.
Yeah, so in one of their books they showed like how statistically they can be almost dead certain that sumo wrestlers are basically cheating.
Yeah.
Like, so there's definitely a world of like...
See, look, there's a whole nother world, like sumo wrestling.
Yeah. There's definitely some sort of way that they can set up matches. Mm-hmm. And it's not like official, like pro wrestling here.
Yeah.
Like, where there's definitely, you obviously there's
we
a
know
corporation that tells you who wins and loses.
Yeah.
But there's just some sort of way that these sumo wrestlers are coordinating amongst themselves. Like, who will win and who will lose, and...
What?
I don't think they really know exactly how it's done, but we can look at the statistics and know, like, no, there's no way that this happened.
It's like 1 in 1 trillion chance of it happening.
People that there's no way could have lost. It's been a long time since I read it, but I remember them going through it, and it seemed pretty definitive. Yes, sumo wrestlers are fixing matches. And yeah, there's definitely tons of things like that. Like, just
underground
hidden worlds.
Yeah, hidden worlds that we don't know anything about, just because it never, like, crosses our path. It doesn't even have to be anything, like, so ominous like that. Like, just soccer. I've never been a part of any soccer world.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a weird outside world to me that I've never been a part of.
Yeah, okay. So, Chloe and I were talking about, we're in California now, and you can get legal marijuana, right?
Yeah.
Technically, but you have to basically know somebody that would have it anyways, due to the law, because you can't, as of right now, buy it legally unless there are a lot of...
Is no one allowed to sell it?
Essentially, yeah.
You can't sell it for entertainment.
For profit. You can't sell it for profit, so it has to be like a charity, so no corporations are going to do it.
That?
Exactly. So I was like, I don't know how I would get it. Like, me personally, I don't know those sorts of people. And I was like, but Zach probably would.
Yeah.
Zach knows that world. I don't. Like, I'm a clean-cut guy. Like, no one's gonna go up to me and be like, hey, you want to buy something? Like, I'm not involved. You know? I was like, I don't know how I would go about going to get it. Other than basically getting a medical card.
Yeah, I told you I picked up a dealer while delivering stuff to a house.
See, but here's the thing. If I delivered pizza, no one would actually even try.
But I didn't.
I guess I'd
it
have
was
to
me
try
who
it.
tried, but it was easy because the guy opens the
You
door.
knew that he was smoking.
Yeah, you can smell weed, and he has a fucking
I can
bong
smell it.
right on his like table. It wasn't like it was
All right.
hard.
That's how you get in.
Yeah.
Okay. If he was smoking it, and I can tell the smell,
Yeah.
then I could get it.
It's easy when people advertise they're part of a world you are a part of.
Exactly, and I'm not, so I can't. Well, I would totally be able to smell weed.
Yeah. You're in California. Like, 9 out of 10 people you run into are part of that world.
No, it's not as high as you think. Although, the day after it was legalized,
Yeah.
Chloe and I went for a walk in the park
Yeah.
Fucking smelled it everywhere. I was like, dude, people are totally celebrating right now.
You just don't see the big, like a big party throwing where it's like...
Just walk up to any drum circle and be like, look, I'm new to this game. I just need some weed.
But see, I feel like, I don't know, they might think I'm a cop just because I'm not like, I'm usually dressed normally.
But why the fuck would a cop be doing that in a legal state?
Because you can't actually sell it. They could actually bust you for trying to sell it.
But nobody in California is going to give a fuck about that anymore.
Eh.
If you're a cop arresting somebody for selling weed in California, you are the douchiest of all douches.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
You can get fines, though. I feel like that's like getting a parking ticket. It's,
they're going to start
money.
Yeah, they're going to start just doing fines with it now. You're probably right.
I almost guarantee they are already.
It's extra income.
It's
for
just
the
money in their
department.
fucking pocket.
I'm sure they only do it if it's like somebody doing it obvious, like, or doing it in school or something like, when there's more reason than you're just selling pot. You're just like a cop's right in front of you and you sell it. And it's like there's no way for him not to say something.
If you go to a kindergarten and start selling it in front of that, they're probably gonna bust you.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, dude. You're arrested. You can't do that shit.
They're not
Why do
going
you
to
sell it to kindergarten? Like they have cash.
Okay, so here's a good question. What underground world would you like to like see, like how it works, and not necessarily be a part of, just see like the whole intricacies of it?
Shaban.
What is it?
Shaban.
Shebang? I have no idea what that is.
What are you talking?
Like, no, they see the whole shebang of it.
Oh, see the whole shebang.
Oh, see the whole shebang of the world, yeah.
She has a weird way of pronouncing shebang. I'm sorry.
I'm drunk.
You're not a native. It's fine for you not to be able to pronounce weird American
Shebang
words.
is actually a kind of an impressive term for you to throw out there.
Yeah, that shows you, if you know that, that's actually, you're pretty fucking close to native speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
A random word.
Yeah, that's very, very out there.
I also know a thing called a singamajig.
Oh, yeah.
Thingamajig's a good word.
I was gonna say hedge funds or like Wall Street, like at the very highest levels. Like where they have inside information and like how that's communicated and how that's traded.
Where they're definitely doing illegal activity. Like
Oh yeah,
insider
there's
trading.
definitely some illegal activity going on. Mm-hmm. Like I know decisions are made that like
Of course.
at my level make no fucking sense. Mm-hmm. But like if you're on the inside, they may make a lot of sense.
I can tell that about every company I've ever worked for when it's like, this makes no fucking sense on our level. Like, this is obviously something to do with saving money or whatever it is.
Some tax cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
We want this thing to fail because we,
Yep.
It could be like office politics. Like
there's like a cabinet opening in your background or something.
We don't want this.
Oh,
person
sorry,
to
that's
grow up.
my fault. I was opening a door.
Okay, anyways.
Fucking with a door.
What were you saying, Chloe?
So it could be like office politics. Like you want this thing fail because your boss doesn't like this project, or you don't want this one to go up, so that he might take your position. I mean,
that I can sense.
It could
though.
angle a different way. Yeah.
At a bank, I knew that. So we had at the bank I worked at, there was one so they had an internal infrastructure program. Mm-hmm. And then there was another one. So one was huge, and most people used it, but it was shit. It was hugely bureaucratic. Mm-hmm. And then there was another one that was smaller that opened up that let you get your code into production faster, more easily, less bureaucracy. So eventually it merged with that big, terrible one, and they killed it. Because they want you to have to come to them, and that guy, the people in charge of that, want you to trade and do shit for them, for you to be able to get their stuff. So, I mean, I can tell that was what that was driving towards, that kind of internal politics.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's things that go on where I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck this is for.
It happens to a lot of startup. Like, if they can't beat them to the market, they just buy it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's up to them whether to kill it or, keep it running or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see the inner workings of like a celebrity life, just like
that would be interesting.
From just like a week, just to see how different it is. And I'm talking like huge celebrity, like a Tom Cruise or something, where like their life has got to be just so off the wall different, and it would explain,
I don't know,
like so much about their life and why they're crazy.
I think you might be disappointed. I think a lot of it would be basically...
And I'm not saying their current life, like their heyday.
Yeah. Okay.
Like when they first got to that fame. Because now you're right, they probably do just kind of hide out and are sad.
No, I mean, I'm just saying they're still people. They're just still people. Like...
But I don't know, once you're like that famous and that much money, like there's things that are a part of your daily life that would make no sense to us. Like even just like, you know, I want to go to California real quick. Let's go on my private jet and fly over there.
What I always want to know is on Reddit, where I see all these threads about celebrities, how much of that is paid for?
On Reddit? I think Reddit's getting to that point where it's a useless advertisement thing now.
Yeah.
I feel like all these times, like... Oh, so one thing. Okay, Emma Watson, she's good looking. I don't think she's, like, super hot.
Whoa.
But I see
Hold
so
the fucking
many
phone.
threads about
Hold
her.
the fucking phone.
Do you think Emma Watson's that good
Emma
looking?
Watson is my number one celebrity, sir.
No, really?
Yes.
Okay,
so
but
you
still,
take that back, sir.
Okay, but still, do you upvote every goddamn thread you see that has the word Emma Watson or a picture of her?
Yeah, but it's already at the front page at that point, but I do.
Okay, and do you post long diatribes about how much you like her and how
No, because I'm not that fucking weird.
Exactly, but you go on Reddit and you can find these easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But sometimes I think
she's part of that Harry Potter culture, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Even if she's your number one hot celebrity, I think most guys are like, I can go watch porn anyways.
That's true.
You know, I don't have to see 10 pictures of her every day on Reddit.
But there's just weird people out there, dude. You're forgetting there's weird people.
I know, but that many?
So wait.
That many that are so obsessed with Emma Watson that they can't just go jerk to some
Dude,
porn
there's a lot of fucking people in the world.
Like, after you're done with a porn, you're like, Emma Watson? Meh.
Let me put this in perspective of how weird people can get. So one of my favorite songs ever that my friend Mark introduced me to, it's called Space Dyed Vest. It's by this band called Dream Theater. I hate every single song I've ever heard of them, but yet this is one of my favorite songs of all time because it's completely different. The guy who made this song didn't mean for this to be on a record or anything because it's such a personal song. And what
is this again?
It's called Space Dyed, as in like you dye, like tie-dyed.
Uh-huh.
So this song is about him after a really bad breakup. He just saw this
Space Dyed. Wait. Space Dyed what?
Space Dyed Vest. Space
Vest.
Hyphen Dyed Vest.
Okay.
By Dream Theater.
Uh-huh.
So this guy had this breakup, and he fell in love with this girl who was wearing a space dyed vest on a magazine. Okay. And he carried this magazine around for like years. Like a year or two. And it was just like he went through this dark depression and he fell in love with this girl in a magazine. Just some random girl in a magazine. And so this whole song is about that.
Okay. So you think basically there are about 2 to 3 million men that are in love with Emma Watson and following her on Reddit and jerking off to every picture.
2 to 3 million might be high, but 2 to 3,000, I wouldn't be surprised.
To get Reddit front page numbers, I think it's got to be at least like 20,000 to 30,000.
Still wouldn't be surprised if we're talking worldwide, because it's Reddit.
Yeah, but this is Anglo world. I mean, there's not a lot of people in Myanmar like jerking it to Emma Watson.
But still, what are we talking? Like 1 billion people?
That's yeah.
20 to 30,000 isn't that many when you're talking in a billion.
It's not 1 billion. Let's see, 300 million.
But there's not 20 to 30,000 posts that are that creepy.
Yeah. No, just to make it to Reddit every day or almost.
Yeah, I do agree. She probably does have PR that puts her there.
So I think there are those weird people.
Yeah, I think it's a combo.
And PR just gives it a shove. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It might be like 8th page, but they're pushing it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
think you're about right. That's about right.
But listen to that song though; it's a great song.
Yeah,
Very
I'll
depressing
listen to
song.
it after
Very
this.
depressing, but amazing.
From the story, it probably ought to be.
Yes, it is very. It's heart wrenching, and it randomly has Conan O'Brien in it.
That is extremely random.
It's
Why is he there?
It's an atmospheric song. If I had to describe what it's like, why it has random clips of shows and stuff in it. Somehow it makes the song better. I don't understand it, but it does make it better. But yeah, whenever she's on the front page, I upvote Emma Watson every goddamn time.
You know what I upvote?
What?
Not a goddamn thing. I never even sign in. I have an 8-year-old account. I signed in maybe like 5 times.
Dude, you're like old school like lurker, man.
I lurked for the last decade. I've maybe posted like 10 comments.
If you think about it, it's kind of like futile, like how I do it, because it's like already at the front page. What the fuck does it matter if it gets 11,001 upvotes?
Yeah, that's true. I guess it keeps it there a little longer, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know what their algorithm is.
Mostly I upvote kitty pictures.
Do you upvote? Do you sign in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
community. Shit.
I never post comment though.
I just got some more good sweet karma.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
So my favorite band, Brand New. I took their album, The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me, and I converted them. I don't know how you translate it or something. Rework them. Let's say rework them into Shakespearean sonnets.
Okay.
And put it on our Brand New. So like, high post on our Brand New, since it's such a like,
small subreddit.
Yeah, it's such a small subreddit. It got like, it's at 205 upvotes. The next closest is 309. What the hell?
You know, that's the second time you've done that.
Sorry. I tried to hug.
Did you like, did you...
Chloe's cutting my By Joe off because I'm drinking too much.
What happened there? Did you like go away from the mic?
Knock the microphone off again.
I turned
Oh wait,
around.
well, let me make sure we're still recording. Okay, we are. We're good.
That's a good idea.
So what were you saying?
Anyway, so that one got like 205 upvotes, but the next highest is like 309.
Yeah, I've never made it to the front page, but like I said, I've commented like 10 times. I'm trying to remember if I've submitted anything.
I got to the front page that one time, and that's all my karma.
I remember that. Did you know Zach got front page Reddit?
Oh really?
Yeah.
He took movie cutouts and put them in the Guess Who things, and as a board game, an interesting board game.
So it's like Guess Who, except guess these movies. Like you'd have a movie instead of a
It's a
person.
pretty good idea, and they got front page karma.
Oh.
He's swimming in the fucking karma.
Yeah, I still don't know where to spend it. I have all this karma. But it's also, that was like way back in the day, because it was like 1,300 karma, where now you'd get like ridiculous amount if you made it to the front page. But like you said, I feel like most of the front page stuff is just bullshit. Like,
yeah, that's why I don't go to front page anymore. I go all.
Yeah,
and even that,
even that has been like
yes,
getting,
agreed.
Like,
even
really
that's getting like so much crap.
Yep.
Like I don't know.
Like I really don't want to see any political content.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going on the Reddit, there are several things I want to see. Right? Funny pictures, kitty pictures, maybe some science related stuff. Today I learned. Personal finance. That's it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just mostly check like my subreddits more
Subreddits.
often now, because it's just like you said, all is even kind of bullshit now.
That's what you gotta do. I mean, but even then, once you start to leave it, you know what? You'll find on personal finance. You won't believe what Donald Trump did to the 401k plan this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, you won't believe how worse Hillary Clinton would have been, and whatever. I don't know.
So that's probably the number one reason why I still
oh
check
God, I don't care.
all. Is just because it gives me a quick snapshot of any big news items in the day.
Yeah, I like our news.
Yeah.
Even then, our news is so politicized.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't go to our
shit about it,
news.
like,
It's way too political now.
On
But
the RL,
what's better? What's a better alternative
on
for
the
our news?
Just RL.
Like, there's one day.
No.
No, like one day that I checked the Reddit like by random, right?
Okay.
The first post is our politics, right? Which is heavily politicized.
That's Hillary
And then
Clinton
our
herself.
news. And then fucking our march against Trump. You know, like
But-
what the fuck, man?
But here's what I'm asking: where else do you get news from? Like, not a different subreddit, just news-related stuff. Like, it's not heavily biased one way or the other. CNN is way left.
Yeah.
Fox News is even more right than that is left.
Yeah.
MSNBC, very far left. I don't know where to get, like, decent news.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
either. It's a good point.
And here's the thing, right? It's a news item that I know what the bill that he's trying to pass, what Congress trying to do, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't need your fucking comment on it.
Yeah.
It's worthless. It's whatever you think. It's not whatever I think.
there's no news
Yeah.
program anymore that's like Trump is signing this new bill into whatever, and that's it. Like that's where it ends.
He's signing this, and this is why this will bring about the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's ridiculous is they try to shovel those ideas into your head.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
rather than telling you, okay, this is a fact, now think for yourself, right? Like this never happened.
Everything
It's
is
about
like
like
commentary.
the whole fucking article, 2 sentences can be summarized as 2 sentences about the fact. And the rest is like, oh, here's what I think. This is what historical has been doing. And this is here my conclusion. Like, who gives a fuck about a conclusion? Right?
Like one of them was just about Trump. Trump has gone to the golf course 14 times in just 10 weeks in office or something like that. I'm like, why the fuck do I care?
Yeah, well, okay, the one thing that pisses me off is they say every time, on Reddit, every fucking time he goes.
Yeah.
But, so they didn't need that, but they did need to say that he goes a lot, because at one point he criticized Obama for going on vacation too much.
Yeah, so have that
So I
as the
think
one
that's
article.
valid. He's a hypocrite, okay.
Yeah.
But not every goddamn time he goes. You don't need to keep fucking updating me. I thought it was fine for Obama to go on vacation. I didn't care.
yeah.
I'm perfectly okay with our president golfing every now and then, because you know what?
Yeah, it's not a job you have to do, like, he's not a pilot. He doesn't have to be in the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. He has to take
You
phone
make
calls.
decisions.
I guarantee while he's golfing, he is doing work.
And
Yeah.
so did Obama when
Yeah.
he was on his vacation.
Exactly. Why do you think you get 2 weeks off every year to
Yeah.
get a vacation and other people shouldn't?
Yeah, I don't care. This is just... Okay, he's a hypocrite. You can write the hypocrite article. But every time he goes golfing, it's on Reddit. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want
real.
this on my R-alt stream.
Exactly.
Stop
Like-
polluting R-all, fuckers.
Oh, speaking of which, just because this was on the front page, and now it got me... you guys cut out or something?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear us now?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, on the front page, I forgot about this in the Rick and Morty episode, but the way he destroyed the entire galactic currency, that was great.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chloe mentioned that. The
Yeah.
1 equals 0.
Yeah. So,
What am I doing?
what are
The
you
currency
gonna pay me in, though?
just went from being worth 1 of itself to 0 of itself.
Lovely.
That was so
yeah,
good.
yeah, that's pretty much the economic system in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
he's like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Who's paying me to yell at you? Hold on. That was so good.
How quickly our society would break down if dollars weren't worth anything.
Did you catch the one ant in the background when they're like everything's falling apart? He's like, whoever controls the pants controls the world. You didn't catch that?
No, I
Controls the pants.
Yeah.
What was
So
that?
before that happens, in that scene where it all breaks down, and they don't know what's worth what, if you listen to the ants, one of them goes, "Give me your shirt," and the other one goes, "Give me your pants." And then in the next scene, when like the one principal guy or whatever jumps up from the sewer, you hear in the background one of the ants going, "Whoever controls the pants controls the world," as if that's the new currency now.
Oh.
No. great.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch it a second time. You catch a lot of stuff. Because there's so much jam-packed in that 23 minutes. Like, you can't process all of it that fast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
maybe we should watch it again.
Yeah.
Told you,
I'm sure it's worth
it's
it.
a really fucking good episode, man. I think that's a
I
good...
think I do.
What's that?
I was going to say, like, I think I browse less Reddit these days.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah,
I was so disappointed. Like, I opened up Reddit, I was about to see something fun to cheer my day up, and I see lots of politics. I was like,
I think I open it up more frequently, but every time I open it up, I spend like 5 minutes maybe on it. Like, I look at the headlines real quick and see that it's bullshit again, and I'm like, I'm done. Nothing new.
Maybe sign up for an RSS reader where you can filter. I wrote my own little RSS reader.
Really?
And what I do is I can add keywords where it just, if it has the word...
Like Trump is immediately removed.
Yeah, or anything from our politics, gone.
Yeah.
I don't see
I thought
them
you
anymore.
can filter out your front page that way.
I have no idea. I have my own RSS
You
reader
just
I
fucking
wrote.
programmed your own for it. That's
Yes.
funny.
Well, I have other reasons to write it for other
Porn?
stuff, but yes, no, just I like things my own
You gotta
way.
understand,
Little
like, there
self
are
project.
rest of the world, right?
Yeah.
Not just America. It's
That's
not
why-
everyone wants to see Trump, what
Exactly.
Trump did,
Yeah.
right? Like, come on, guys.
It's seriously
You know what
exhausting. Like, the whole
You know what
politics
I
right
need
now.
to add to it? Steve Buscemi, firefighter.
Who's him?
It comes up on Reddit so many times. He was a firefighter during 2001, and today I learned.
That is like every other month that comes up as a fact.
Yeah.
Today I
like
learned.
stuff like that. I want to write a button that like you click it, and then it will figure out the rare words in the link, and then it'll like add that to my filter, and I'll never see that
You want
again.
to use your downvote button as your own neural net so that it can automatically choose what to show up on your feeds or not.
No, but that's a lot. No, I think what you need to make that work is the other people's data to be able to feed in.
No, I don't want other people's data.
Why?
'Cause-
You gotta find somebody like you, and then you can filter a lot better. It's hard to do just you.
Okay, maybe.
not a lot of
but
data.
you're running the risk. If you're just accumulating an upvote and downvote, then you're just gonna run into those people who was paid to get upvotes and downvotes.
Yeah.
You know, I
Right?
just
You're gonna end up with
I think I just realized I think I use Reddit almost equally for porn as I do news now.
Porn, really?
Yeah, you don't like our Gone
No,
Wild
but-
or Real Girls or
You know what's weird? So on our all,
uh-huh.
like there's porn on that a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh. All the
And
time.
I'll be on the VTA, public transportation, and it'll be like, is anyone around? Because I want to click this link, but
Dude, I do that all the time.
and I'll like angle my phone like, yeah, I'll click that one.
Oh, the old phone angle, like, yeah, I kind of got to look at this, but like, I got to make sure nobody else is looking.
They describe those titties so well. I really want to click it all.
There's another thing I want to mention is that Reddit's its own app sucks.
Oh no, I still use the website. I don't go to that app. I never liked it.
You don't like the
They
Reddit is
actually
Fun app?
filter your RL.
What's
You
that?
don't like the Reddit is Fun app?
I tried it like 2 or 3
I really
years
like
ago and
that.
didn't like
Yeah.
it then. I haven't tried it since.
So,
then.
like, it gives you little thumbnails. If it's not safe for work, it just says 18 plus on it.
Yeah, you can get that on the phone, on the mobile. And then you can zoom in as much as you please.
You can get those details, huh? I know what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
up to.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that Reddit is it's gone to be a better porn site than a news site.
No, but that's just like
There's good entertainment.
I'm not even looking for porn. I'm actually just browsing, and then porn comes up. Like if you want porn, you go to a porn site. I don't go to Reddit.
Oh no, I totally use Reddit for some porn.
Nah.
There's just some really good subreddits. You know, sometimes you're
Yeah,
in the
maybe you have specific tastes where it's like not even porn sites have that, but there's a subreddit.
Well, like Gone Wild and Real Girls and Stockings, like those are good subreddits, man.
Alright. I don't know about stockings. I'll take your word for it. Did you watch Dave Chappelle's last special?
Yeah, I watched both of them.
I fuck feet, man! Well, somebody fell asleep with their socks off.
That ain't right. That's your feet. Oh god, his stand-ups were great. I'm gonna have to rewatch those too, because I'm sure I missed some jokes just not paying attention at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes only 65 hours to get pilot license.
There was some really good points in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that's a good time to end it.
Yeah. We've gone too far.
Summary: Reddit is for porn. Rick and Morty new episode is amazing, and
there's probably no multiverse.
But
tardigrades are awesome.
Yeah, tardigrades are awesome. We always I like our recaps.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Later, Discoursians.